What it is, YouTube? It's your boy DC coming back with another bullseye of a tutorial here today on the channel. Alright, so this is gonna be the first episode in a series of the UAD where I show you guys how to mix, using like mostly like UAD plugins. Shout out to the really dope rapper Macy, who always be coming through with some dope tracks. I'm gonna put his link down below so y'all can check him out. Really dope artist. And if you guys do like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Down below, you want to support the channel, book a mix, or go cop a preset. But we're going to get to this right now. So let's go.
My heart's a truck and it must need maintenance. Gotta take it in before vacationing. Correct the alignment, vacuum the potato chips. Fuck the crumbs, I want filet out in Spain again. Fuck debate, how many days of evasiveness. Faced with thanklessness, foundations start caving in. The rain pour and the gutters overladen with clutter unintended to things that I meant to do. Life's in between the songs, maybe like an interlude. Steal from my message, ain't getting through. How many emails stalled in my printer queue? How many calls got dropped, I remember who. Get spicy at times like a ginger chew. When I'm sauced like a vindaloo, I know that time works, and I'm softening and sifting through perspective.
She keep on telling me let's talk it out, but honestly I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong? Make it make sense. Let you tell it, I'm feeling when I test your patience. Like I ain't paid rent, the space that I thought I owned, and your heart is looking vacant. It's hard to imagine we fixed this with a conversation. I had to change my status to it's complicated, cause we don't really talk, but I'm reading your body language. Your face say sadness, your
Alright, really dope song. Real hip hop is coming back. Whether it's Absol or what Tyler, the creator, just dropped, real rap is coming back and is glad to see, okay? Let me show you what the reference mix sounded like. Today I'm showing y'all how I mix the beat type shit though.
She keep on telling me let's talk it out, but honestly I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong? Make it make sense. Let you tell it, I'm feeling when I test your patience. Like I ain't paid rent, the space that I thought I owned, and your heart is looking vacant. It's hard to imagine we fit conversation. I had to change my status to it's complicated, cause we don't really talk, but I'm reading your body language. Your face say sadness, your fist balled up, it's balled up with anger. Shit, a nigga didn't even know he's in danger. Tripping, we keep on rehashing all the same stuff.
All right, so most importantly, we're mixing only just the beat today, and I'm just gonna show you guys how, first of all, I use the EQP1A to get that upper harmonic to come out, because this is like not like a traditional 808. This is more like an acoustic type of bass. So doom, 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 doom. I had to really get that neckline, that neck tat to come out. You feel me? Type shit like that. Of the bass. So yeah, we used the EQP1A, and the most important thing to get that was boosting a little bit of that upper K region where that pick of the acoustic bass would be at. Of course, we boosted the big booty using the low shelf. We already know what that does. That was important because the reference mix lacks that low, that extended low end. All right. Very important here too was also using the L2. I know people always use limiters on bass. If it's 1176, LA2A, LA3A, that's a historical thing. But I like using the L2, right? Because the L2 has a little bit of that dithering and all that stuff like that, and it actually makes the bass sound deeper, bruh. Adds a nice little bit of presence. The L2 did do like a dB of attenuation right here, as this is like kind of like a real bass and shit like that, and it was like uneven at a certain part, a transition. helps that low end really be even, okay, as we have two different bass parts. All right, so after that we had the drum loop, which is really dope. All right, so here specifically, I wanted to get a little bit of more mid-range. You feel me? So, so I added UAD 1176, and these are all mostly the Spark stuff I'm using, bro. Anybody can use this, and I used the parallel. You feel me? I felt like Handy Manny. I felt like Bob the Builder with that screwdriver, messing around with that little mid-range. You feel me? This little mix knob right here. I got it to about 20%. Most important thing is the fast release, though. That gives that pumping sound. All buttons in mode, so we getting super hot Tabasco taqueria sauce on the you feel me, on the drum kit. And then after that, you know, with the attack, you feel me, I want the transients to really just pump and breathe and stuff. So if I would have did a faster attack, it would have kind of like really made the kit sound more gray. You feel me? This is a whole just a drum loop that got the kick and all the shit in it. So yeah, that's why I picked those settings. I feel like especially the open hi-hat really like embraces that. Okay, so after that I used the Spectre, and I did that to push a little bit of more upper mid-range. That's helping really bring out some of the aggressiveness and the, you know, the attitude out of the drum loop.
Trouble in She saw my growth and just like Uncle, she keep on telling me let's talk it out. But honestly, I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like Uncle, I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong?
So yeah, you know, at that point I was really just trying to help the snare, but then like a ringing type of sound came out of that motherfucker. You feel me? So I just did a little dip right here, and yeah, there was like another, you know, because that's what the 1176 is going to do, transistor and transformer. So transformer is helping the overall mid-range, transistor is helping the upper mid-range, you feel me? So, you know, me already kind of knowing that, I went in there and, you know, took my little fork and my little spoon and kind of took out the nasty parts of the fruit that I ain't like.
She keep on telling me let's talk it out. But honestly, I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like Uncle, I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong? Make it make sense. Let you tell it, I'm feeling when I test your patience. Like I ain't paid rent, the space that I thought I...
Simple as EQ mode like that make a big difference. Okay, now boom, we're going into the spiff. This is my multi-band transient designer. Hardening the transients of both the hi-hat and the snare, because I don't have access to the individual stem, and then also hardening the transient that kick, you feel me, get my kick to thump a little bit harder, boom boom, like the police at the door with the motherfucking you know, the FBI and the SWAT team. I really want this drum kick to boom, you hear me?
She keep on telling me let's talk it out. But honestly, I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like Uncle, I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong? Make it make sense. Let you tell it, I'm feeling when I test your patience. Like I ain't paid.
Nah, really dope. And then you got this specific part right here where I did like, I wanted to build some momentum because he said something emotional about spaces and rent and a space. So I created a space using a one-shot snare, dropped out the whole beat, but there was a one-shot snare right here.
Thought I owned and your heart is looking vacant. It's hard to... Thought I owned and your heart is looking vacant. Thought I owned and your heart is looking vacant. It's hard to... Patience. Like I ain't paid rent, the space that I thought I owned and your heart is looking vacant. It's hard to imagine.
So that's what I do as an engineer. I listen for those emotional cues because he said space in my heart. I literally created a space, dropping the beat, and dropping that big teardrop of reverb. After that, I use this UAD precision equalizer, which I will buy. Some people in my comments be like, but you didn't buy it, so why are you using it? You were on the trial. Man, sometimes a nigga just want to try some shit, all right? What the fuck did I just do? Okay, yeah, just used a little bit of crack, a little bit of airband. I like the airband on this shit.
Patience, like I ain't paid rent.
Just add a little bit of sheen to that sample. Also, I use the Avid Lo-Fi. This adds a little bit of clipping distortion, 0.1. It makes it feel a little bit more fluttering, like a dandelion in spring. You feel me? Most important thing about too, if you don't got the damn Avid Lo-Fi, you can just do this EQ move with the Spectre, because it's adding harmonic density. Or you can use Shep's Omnichannel too. All right, now most importantly, the sample part. Okay, let's go back to this part right here. Most important thing, bruh, I'm not gonna cap, was using the toupee to get certain parts to come out a little bit more density. So I use the toupee for the guitar licks. Especially because the sample drops out, I dropped in a little bit of Valhalla reverb. The pre-delay's on 0, so as soon as that little xylo ping comes in, that's there too. All right. So very important as an engineer, you don't want to have things feel like an empty alley, because nobody want to walk into an empty alley at 8 p.m. type shit. All right. You know, it's not very inviting type shit. All right. So after that, Spectre on something on the high end. I don't know what I did. Let me see.
How to describe feelings that I had inside from words stated conversations between you and I analyze and watch the scene replay up in my mind and wonder if there was a way that we could have aligned. I had some anger, thought you ain't respect my labor, relationships with family, you know that.
That's the basic ambient sound, so we use Spectre to give some harmonic density and almost like some air. Then use the shelf, though, use the bell. I just like the way the shape of it sounded. Use the Waves MV2 right here, though, because I wanted to squeeze all of the orange juice that I can and get all of the pulp out of the sample. So that's why I use the MV2 pizza press. Kind of reminds me of something like chicken broth. You feel me? Like people use like the broth of the bones and stuff like that to make soup. So I'm using like all of the ingredients out of this sample. That's why I'm using the MV2. Now you hear the reverb is starting to come out of it. And because I have more of the reverb from the sample, now that I've done this move, I get to put less reverb on my vocal, helping my vocals be super fucking dry. You feel me? Type shit like that. So I used the Fairchild 3 times, just copied and pasted it. And I used it as a stereo widener. This is my preset, all natural width. No S1, no none of that stuff that can introduce phase, just using a Fairchild on lat vert and yeah, fucking around with the output and input. I like that little reggae bump. So I went into the neutron and I increased the attack to make that bump hit a little bit harder. You just feel it a little bit more, even though it's like 0.2, it just kind of sharpens the transient ever so slightly on that And yeah, we have this sound right here that had a little bit of widening. And this part too. So that's a little gem, all natural stereo widening. That's the preset I stumbled upon accidentally one day while I was mixing. And last thing we're gonna look at is what we have right here. Use the UAD ATR. Oh, you wasn't using enough UAD plugins. Or here you go. Use the fucking UAD ATR on the beat. You know, all of the stems are going to the beat, drums, all that stuff like that. It don't go to no drum bus, no music bus. It just hit the beat bus, all right? And yeah, I just fuck around and pick a tape flavor that I like, whether it's ketchup, mayonnaise, ranch, garlic. I just pick one of the goddamn flavors that tastes good. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
My heart's a truck and it must need maintenance. Gotta take it in before vacationing. Correct the alignment, vacuum the potato chips. Fuck the crumbs, I want filet out in Spain again. Fuck debate, how many days of evasiveness. Faced with thanklessness, foundations start caving in. The rain pour and the gutters overladen with clutter unintended to. Things that I meant to do. Life's in between the songs, maybe like an interlude. Steal from my message, ain't getting through.
It's the default preset. Transformer is engaged on top of it being a tape plugin, so the low bump is increasing. I wanted that low mid bump to fill out the low mid region, because at this point, you know, the mix kind of sounded bare without it.
My heart's a truck and it must need maintenance. Gotta take it in before vacationing. Correct the alignment, vacuum the potato chips. Fuck the crumbs, I want filet out in Spain again. Fuck debate, how many days of evasiveness. Faced with thanklessness, found
the bass is really seriously benefiting from that. You know, like the acoustic bass is benefiting from that transformer warmth, and also the drums I've gotten smoother because, you know, I'm kind of hitting the tape a decent amount.
My heart's a truck and it must need maintenance. Gotta take it in before vacationing. Correct the alignment, vacuum the potato chips. Fuck the crumbs, I want filet out in Spain again. Fuck debate, how many days of evasiveness. Faced with thanklessness, foundations start caving in. The rain pour and the gutters overladen with clutter unintended to. Things that I'm...
That's pretty safe. When you're hitting it somewhere around here, don't try to red light it, because they don't really sound that good. But yeah, it's like once you hitting it over here, like in the 3 and the 0, you're getting that nice soft tape saturation, slowly and naturally soft clipping the transients. All right. So most important thing too, I have a God particle, JC. Oh my God, the God particle is introducing even more of a low mid bump, helping my bass and also helping my samples and stuff like that. So yeah.
She keep on telling me let's talk it out. But honestly, I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong? Make it make sense. Let you tell it, I'm feeling when I test your patience. Like I ain't paid rent, the space that I thought I owned, and your heart is looking vacant. It's hard to imagine we fixed this with a conversation. I had to change my status to it's complicated, cause we don't really talk, but I'm reading your body language. Your face say sadness, your fist.
Yeah, really dope. I start with the God particle though. Like I start with it because I don't want to, you know, I just start with it and I carve around it type shit like that, because it's already gonna bump up all my low mid and all that stuff like that. So it doesn't make sense for me to, you know, make it all sound good then to add the God particle on top. So I start with it. All right, and then last thing I use was a maximizer on this beat. I mixed with UAD plugins and a combination of waves, and yeah, I use the OZONE maximizer, and I just use this as a limiter. I kind of like try to tap it a dB or two before it hits my actual limiter. So some people, what they'll do is they'll put a clipper on a 2-track beat, but I just use a limiter, and I use it mostly too because of the upwards compressor. Like how I said, I wanted to squeeze more of the pulp and the orange juice out of the goddamn samples and stuff like that. So that's why specifically, and even some of like the drum samples too have like noise and stuff. I wanted to bring that out, so I use upwards compressor.
She keep on telling me let's talk it out. But honestly, I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong? Make it make sense that you tell it. I'm feeling when I test your patience. Like I ain't paid rent. The space that I thought I owned and your heart is looking vacant. It's hard to imagine we fixed this with a conversation. I had to change my status to it's complicated. Cause we don't really talk, but I'm reading your body language. Your face say sadness, your fist balled up with anger. Shit, a nigga didn't even know he's in danger. Tripping, we keep on rehashing all the same stuff. I know you well, but you look at me like a stranger. She keep on telling me, let's talk it out. But honestly, I ain't got too much to talk about. She saw my growth and just like I had to walk it out. I had to walk it out. How am I always in the wrong? Make it make sense that you tell it. I'm feeling when I test your patience. Like I ain't.
All right, I'm done. So that's pretty much the end of the video here today. I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are going to have other episodes breaking down vocals and all that nice stuff in the mastering bus. So I just want to say thanks a lot for being a great part of my YouTube family. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Support the channel, book a mix, check out a preset. Appreciate y'all now. Peace.